Hello, 12th graders. This is the answer key video for your first worksheet, the revision worksheet. Its title is The Unpredictable Nature, and it is in the theme of natural disasters. As we know, we read the blurb before anything. And this is the blurb. Read the selection below about the nature of tornadoes and then answer the questions that follow. Now, as you have read, it talks about the power of tornadoes, the nature of tornadoes, types of tornadoes. I'm not going to read all of it with you, but some excerpts from it. Tornadoes are one of the most severe types of weather phenomena. Okay, phenomena are strange occurrences, powerful occurrences. While many people fear tornadoes and their destructive power, few people understand that their real causes and effects, and less of them are aware of how to protect themselves from their devastating force. So this sort of natural disaster is still a mystery to many. How does it originate? Why does it cause so much destruction? Tornadoes occur when a change in the wind direction coupled with an increase in wind speed results in a spinning effect in the lower atmosphere. These whirling movements, like a funnel, and it turns and turns and turns, which may not be visible to the naked eye, are exacerbated means made worse, when the rotating air column shifts from a horizontal to a vertical position. Okay, moving on to the other paragraphs. Paragraph 3, when a tornado comes into contact with the ground, it produces what is known as a vortex. Okay, we all know what a vortex is. A spiraling column of wind that can reach speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour. Miles, that's like every mile is like 1.2 kilometers. This is huge speed. As tornadoes travel across a landscape, they generate a path of concentrated destruction, destroying everything in their path. It is not uncommon for these tornadoes, to cause damage to heavy objects like cars, trucks, or large animals. Okay, etc. This is talking about how destructive the tornadoes are. Paragraph 4 talks about when tornadoes occur and where. Okay, they're typically most frequent during the summer months, and they occur in the afternoon, between the afternoon and the evening. Fierce funnels, while these fierce funnels, they're funnel shape. Fierce means wild and aggressive. In many parts of the world, they are most common in the United States. Okay, on average, there are 1,200 tornadoes per year in this vast nation, which is the US. Vast means large and very vast lands, causing 70 fatalities and 1,500 injuries. Fatalities, of course, are deaths. Now, talking about the different shapes and sizes, etc. They come in different shapes and sizes. They are categorized as weak, strong, or violent. Okay, so this paragraph, as you saw in the organizational skills question, is a paragraph that organizes and categorizes information, classifies. Okay. First of all, the majority are classified as weak, meaning they gave you the characteristics of a weak tornado. Then they talked about the stronger ones, what their characteristics are, last more than 20 minutes, with speeds of up to 205 miles an hour. Finally, violent tornadoes are very rare, occurring less than 1% of the time, thank God. Moving on. Now, in paragraph 6, despite the powerful and destructive nature of tornadoes, there are perhaps not surprisingly people who see it differently. For instance, many people mistakenly believe that tornadoes never occur over rivers, lakes, and oceans. They do. Yet water sprouts or tornadoes that form over bodies of water often move onshore and cause extensive damage to coastal areas. So it does occur in mid-sea or mid-ocean or mid-river. Okay? In addition, tornadoes can accompany hurricanes and tropical storms as they move to land. Another common myth is a belief that turns out to be wrong, is that damage to built structures like house and office building can be avoided if windows are opened prior to the impact of the storm. Okay, based on the misunderstanding that open windows might equalize the pressure inside the structure and minimize the damage to it, this action can instead result in fatal injuries. Okay, there's a tornado coming, let me open the windows so that my house doesn't get blown up. So this is a misunderstanding and it's a misinformation, and it could cause people inside the house to actually die because of this. So what can we do? It is a dangerous phenomenon, it is deadly, it is destructive. Drivers often attempt to outrun tornadoes in their cars. This is what they do. Okay, a tornado is next to me, and we see this a lot in movies. And I'm gonna make you watch a video when we reach the part where we specifically talk about the theme of natural disasters. But this is extremely unsafe, as it says in the article. Automobiles offer very little protection. Automobiles are cars. When twisters strike, twisters are tornadoes. So drivers should abandon their vehicles and seek safe shelter. Mobile homes, you know, the homes on wheels, the caravans that we see, afford little shelter also, so residents of these homes should leave them, go to an underground shelter nearby. So the best way, according to this paragraph, is to seek a strong underground shelter, okay, to avoid the damages done by this, to avoid the damages to human lives, of course. However, if you're caught in a tornado in the middle of nowhere, you have nowhere to go, no buildings, no strongholds, you should lie flat on a nearby ditch, you know, digging in the ground, or other lower area of land, and cover your head. Okay, so this is it concerning the questions. Answer the following questions, please. Read directions carefully in 1 to 2 complete sentences using your own words. Based on paragraph 5, how should a tornado be classified if it lasts for 30 minutes and reaches a speed of 180? They didn't specifically tell us about these measurements. They told us if it is weak, it's less than 110 miles an hour and lasts less than 10 minutes. If it's strong, it's 205 miles an hour, the speed, and it could last more than 20 minutes. So this could be classified as strong. Weak ones only last less than 10 minutes and 110. However, this is 180 miles and it lasts for 30 minutes, which is a lot of time. Therefore, it is classified as strong, as the answer here shows. Based on paragraph 7, what is the safest place to seek shelter when a tornado occurs? The safest place to seek shelter, okay, a person, this is your answer here. A person should go to the lowest floor of the building and place himself or herself under a piece of heavy furniture. If you have a shelter underground, go to a nearby, to a close by shelter, but this is the best place according to paragraph 7. Number 3, based on paragraph 3, what can be inferred? What can you conclude about the nature of tornadoes from what you read in paragraph 3? Based on paragraph 3, one can infer that tornadoes can be quite destructive. As tornadoes travel, they said justify. Justify means give evidence from the text. As tornadoes travel across a landscape, they produce a path of concentrated destruction, and their force can cause buildings to explode due to difference in pressure. Okay, so this is my evidence. They are destructive. 4, based on the indicated paragraphs, what does each of the following underlined pronouns and phrases refer to? These twisters, obviously. This is how I want you to write it, please, in a complete sentence as we are used to. The phrase, these twisters, in paragraph 3 refers to tornadoes. B, this vast nation. The phrase, this vast nation, in paragraph 4 refers to the United States. It, the pronoun it in paragraph 6 refers to the structure. These, the pronoun these in paragraph 7 refers to mobile homes. I hope you got all these right. Now to the organizational skills questions. What is the significance of the title to the text? We talked about this a lot last year. The title is always a reflection and a condensed summary of the text that you are going to read in 2, 3, 4 words. Okay, so the answer, the title, the unpredictable nature, reflects the main idea of the text, which talks about tornadoes, natural disasters whose causes and effects are still not understood. Okay, so this is why this title is significant, because it reflects the main idea of the text. If you want here, you can also add this. These ideas are further elaborated in the body paragraphs. 2. What is the organizational pattern of paragraph 4? We talked about it already. In paragraph 5, they were classifying the types of tornadoes, okay, listing them and classifying them. So the organizational pattern in paragraph 5 is one of classification. The author classifies the different types of tornadoes, weak, strong, and violent, and talks about the characteristics of each type. Finally, name 2 types of audience who might be interested in reading the above text. Explain their interest. This is very important. I chose 2 groups, people who live in tornado-prone areas like Texas, Nebraska, in the US, Texas and Nebraska, and I said this is because they want to have more awareness of what to do in case the tornado strikes and the types of tornadoes that they're dealing with. Another type of audience here is governments and local authorities. I didn't just say governments. I didn't just say authorities. Which governments and which authorities? Governments here and local authorities of areas prone to tornadoes. Okay, prone means that it occurs a lot in them. It could help them plan accordingly and have more awareness of the nature of tornadoes, when to evacuate people living in the area, and how to give them life-saving instructions. Evacuate means taking groups of people out of a certain area because of a war or a disaster. Moving on, the vocab was pretty easy. Most of you would probably know them without having to go to the text, but please do go to the text. Number 1, all arrangements for the upcoming conference have been completed prior to the president's arrival. Prior means before. When you see PR or PRE, it means before. Number 2, big families are quite rare. Okay, they're not common, they're rare these days. Number 3, the minister was not available for the press conference because he was out of the country. If you're not there, you're not available. The civil war was devastating, meaning destructive to our country because of its disastrous impact on trade and prosperity. Whenever you're filling in the blanks with vocab words, please read before and read after, because many students would ignore this part, which would probably have a lot of context clues that would tell you read before, read after, so that you can figure out which of these words is the perfect one. Extract, we worked on those a lot. Last year I told you that the best way to be able to figure out the correct paragraph for your extract is, while you are reading, put the main idea of each paragraph next to it, so that when you arrive to this part, you know all the main ideas in each paragraph. Now this one, extract aid, let's see where it belongs. The classification of tornadoes by their estimated wind speed is determined by looking at how strong the wind must have been to cause the resulting damage. Accordingly, a measurement system for estimating the intensity of tornadoes after their impact has been devised, a system known today as the Enhanced Fujita Tornado Intensity Scale. In which paragraph was the author talking about the types, the types of tornadoes classified them into weak, strong, and violent in paragraph 5. So please write it in a complete sentence as we agreed before. Extract A completes paragraph 5, full stop. Extract B, they talked about a National Severe Storm Laboratory. The central United States experiences more tornadoes, etc. States like Texas, Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Iowa, and southern Minnesota are particularly prone to tornadoes. In which paragraph was the author talking about the US as a land where a lot of tornadoes takes place? Paragraph 4. Therefore, extract B completes paragraph 4. Here I didn't ask you for justification. I probably will not ask you on a test or on the official exam. So just write the answer as it is. Finally, the chart here, as you notice, we have a table with 3 different states: Texas, Nebraska, Kansas, mentioned in the article as areas where a lot of tornadoes take place. And it shows, the table shows the annual numbers of tornadoes that occurs in these 3 American states between 2011 and 2013. Let's read it carefully and analyze it. And my question was here: how are the 3 states, Texas, Nebraska, and Kansas, similar in the occurrence of tornadoes? How are they different? Give evidence from the table. Whatever they ask you after a chart, what do you conclude? Talk about similarities and differences. You have to write it this way in paragraph form, and your answer in 1 paragraph, of course, and your answer needs to be divided into 3 parts. Okay, I colored them here for you in order to illustrate what I'm saying. The first part, as we know and as we learned last year in the chart analysis skills, you take the main idea. Okay, this is your topic sentence. Where do we get it from? Here. Get it from here. Put it in sentence form and write it here. So first, main idea or topic sentence: the table shows the annual numbers of tornadoes in 3 American states between 2011 and 2013. There you go, you got 1/3 of the point almost. Now you need to analyze here. They asked about similarities and differences. What similarities do you see? Whenever they say similarities and differences, look vertically and look horizontally. Okay? I prefer that you look horizontally first, meaning this way. Let's take a look at this here. Horizontally, this way. Texas, 33, 39, 43. What do you notice? Increasing. Nebraska, 8, 11, 14. Also increasing. Kansas, 18, 25, 27. So we already reached a certain conclusion here that in all 3 states between 2011 and 2013, the number of tornadoes is on the increase. Now, for the differences, let's look vertically. What do I mean by vertically? This way. Texas, 33, Nebraska, 8, Kansas, 18. So you have Texas here with the big numbers. Okay, also 39, 11, and 25. 43, 14, and 27. So we notice that even though it's increasing in all states, Texas still has the highest number of tornadoes occurring in all 3 years. So those are 2 things that we've reached. We noticed that, let's come back to our answer. We noticed that in all 3 states, Texas, Nebraska, and Kansas, the number of tornadoes is increasing as the years increase. Please write numbers. This is an analysis, okay? In Texas, 33, 39, 43. In Nebraska, 8, 11, and 14. Finally, in Kansas, 18, 25, and 27, respectively. You took respectively in math. It means consecutively, after each other, okay? In order. However, this is the difference. Here we talked about the similarities, all increasing. However, this is the difference. You can say nevertheless, you can say yet, you can say but. However, the number of tornadoes that occur in Kansas is higher than the 2 other states. So this is my analysis here. Finally, the last part, thus we conclude that this natural disaster is on the increase for all 3 states. I need to also add something related to this whole theme, which is an indicator that in general, natural disasters are on the rise. We're gonna do a lot of those this year. So I hope things will be clearer for you, and see you soon. Bye.